Welcome back. Let's talk about what's been playing out in Niger State. At Papri School, we had the unfortunate incident of a couple of hundreds of students, pupils and teachers being kidnapped by abductors. We're not sure of the number, but so far we've had release of 150. The government now says 115 is left to be released. Let's bring in our guest, Daniel Atori. He's a media aide to the Bishop of Kantagora Diocese and proprietor of the school. That's Bishop Bulus Yohana. He joins us now. Mr. Atori, thank you so much for coming on the program.
Thank you for having me. Good morning.
So let's begin with a bit of clarity as far as the numbers are concerned. So when the kidnap happened, we understood that there were over 300 students, pupils, teachers abducted. But now we've seen releases, I think 50 or 51 the first time, and then we saw another 100, that's making it 151, 51. But the government is saying 115 more, so I think that should be less than 300 as alluded to in the initial report when that incident occurred. So how many students and teachers were actually abducted? How many have been, we know how many have been released, how many are left to be released?
Okay, good morning once again. We had 315 in total, including teachers, pupils, students and teachers. And along the line we had about 50 of them escaped. And and they're furnishing the with commissions, giving them
Mr. Atori, I will need to butt in, just, if you can hear me, Mr. Atori, just a moment. I wouldn't know what is wrong with the connection, but I don't think we could pick exactly what you were saying, because that information is very vital. Maybe you can repeat what you said. Let's see whether it's a lot more better this time. Please go ahead.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes, please.
Okay, I said when the incident happened, we had 315 in total. We had 12 teachers and 303 pupils and students. And these information were the ones we were able to get and confirm these information, and their names were released. However, we had 50 of them escaped. And when they escaped, we now had a total of 265, including the students and teachers. To God be the glory, we have 100 released, rescued, and of course, if you mentioned their families yesterday, I'm still in Agora, local government. Out of 465, if you have 100 rescued, the number left, if you do your simple calculation, to have 165. And the information, we were not just saying this or giving these figures or giving these numbers. These are the numbers that we have in the records. And don't forget, when these things started, a lot of quarters of people were saying,
oh, dear, Mr. Atori, we'll come back to you. I think we were able to pick a few things, so we can see the pictures. Mr. Atori, we'll come back to you. We just want to sort out the audio because it's important we hear exactly what you're saying, but we could pick a thing or two. But for our audience, this happened a few days ago. The set of 100 students that were released from the abductors and handed over to the government of Niger State. Governor Umar Bago received them on behalf of the government of Niger State. So bringing a total to 150 so far that have been reunited with their family. That's why we're asking the question, because you can see the age to the bishop of that diocese, Kantagora, who owned this, the proprietor of the school, is saying that 315 documented people were abducted, students and teachers. 50 escaped, 100 released. So we should be having, the remaining should be 165, but we're seeing, I think the government put out 115. I don't know whether it's a typographic error or it is what it is. So that's why we needed this clarity to know exactly how many are left. So from Mr. Atori, is saying that 165 are left to be released from their abductors. Mr. Atori, maybe let's try again if you continue with your trail of thought.
Okay, if you can hear me now, we have 165 left. The government is on the beat, the security agencies be able to help us get 100 rescued. And the parents are here. The government will register the parents whose children were abducted, you come register their names. And we have over 200 parents turned up, and they have their names registered. So, like you said, it's possible it's a typographical error. We saw it over the newspapers yesterday and then on the news. That's 115 students that were still in captivity. It's 165. We have the names, we have the figure, everything is intact, and we have forwarded these names to the right hands. The right authorities, the government and security agencies, they have these names. So there's no need doing back and forth with figures.
All right.
We have the names of those who are.
Mr. Atori, as much as this conversation is very critical, you know, to events in Niger State, Kontagora, your community to be precise, we would have to pause yet again. Perhaps you log out and log in again, and then we'll proceed. But much of what you're saying is very critical information that needs to be put out. You're saying that 165 children and their teachers are still left. So we want to know, exactly the state of these children and precisely what the state of security is in Kontagora community as we speak. Even before the release of this 100 additional children, are the people, do they have a sense of safety about their well-being, about their, normal daily activity? And around St. Mary's Catholic School itself, what is the, the state of security there? Are there troops deployment to ensure, to deter any further, threats to security and stability of learning for the children, and indeed in the entire community itself? Are children still going to school, with a sense of safety? And would like you to also confirm reports. There are reports that some parents may have passed, amid this particular incident. We can only imagine the agony and anxiety that parents have been experiencing from the time the children were kidnapped, and even now, because 150 children, I don't know the number of teachers that you have factored into that 165, but parents of the remaining 150 children will be experiencing untold trauma at this particular point in time. And so we heard Bishop Johanna speak in our sister political program just days ago, and he was saying that the kidnaps as a result of more, economic factors than religious, because the attack on the Catholic school could support the ongoing conversation that there is, a systematic attempt to, diminish the Christian population. Yeah. But Bishop Johanna did say that some of what the children are saying suggests that the terrorists say they want to kidnap more children such that they can get more money. So all of the explanations, coming through from government that we're not paying ransom, it doesn't support the evidence that is coming through from the terrorists themselves, and indeed from what some of the children may have been telling their guardians upon release.
It's important to reiterate that in the president's statement that was released by the State House, it was said that the remaining 115. So this says a lot about coordination, because in that same statement, the president has said they're working with Khan, the parents and others. So clearly something is off here, and I really hope it's a typographical error, but that is a very grave error, because it's not just one life that is missing here. It is at least 50 lives that are not accounted for by this typographical error. And finally, just to put this in context, the children and teachers were abducted on November the 21st. That is exactly 19 days ago. 19 days, almost 3 weeks. Imagine if you were away from your comfort for one day. You just know how much of a pain and discomfort it will be. Talk more of staying there for 19 days. And it's not even, they're not in a house, they are in the forest. So just a reminder that this is the situation of these children for 19 days now.
It's very unfortunate to see these things happen, and we hope that we can do better as a country. After the Chibok girls incident many years ago, over 10 years ago, we did not expect for this level of mass abductions. Guys, till now I can't figure out how over 300 people will be moved like that and they can't be intercepted. It doesn't add up. But we're all in this together to get them rescued, and then we can really probe what's really going on in our country. Daniel Atori, media aide to the Bishop of the Catholic Bishop of Kwantagora Diocese and the proprietor of the school, Bishop Bulus Johanna. Ms. Atori, our apologies, we couldn't get the full value of the conversation due to network issues, but we hope we can catch up with you some other time to give us good news as much as possible. Thank you, sir, for coming on the program. We'll take a break. When we come back after this break, we'll get to talk about what's playing out in Christmas. Christmas is there. Kyle has been counting down. I booked his spot, and he sits in his house on Christmas Day because the way he's looking forward to it, I'm curious. We'll take a break. We'll be right back, guys.